Are we on?
No.
I think we are. Ladies and gents, welcome to the Monday Blues on a Wednesday night. The Wednesday Blues tonight. We are previewing the Carlton versus Brisbane game at Marvel Stadium tomorrow night. Joining me, I've got the great man Carl and that bloke Moose.
Damos, bro.
Dummus, sorry, bro. Dummus.
Make sure.
I've heard that you've been going around telling people like, "Oh, hi, I'm the Moose." You talk yourself in the third person.
Self-explanatory, bro. They just see me and they know, mate.
They do, yeah. There's the Moose. Couple outs tonight. We've got Georgie out and Amal out. Georgie said he might hop on. I'm not sure if he will or not. And Amal's in solitary tonight, so will not be getting out. Before we get stuck into the preview, we'll just go through our wonderful sponsors. So this show is proudly sponsored by Globalnet Solutions Australia. Thanks to Naz. If you got any problems with your small business IT systems, hit up Naz at Globalnet. Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Mus, what's the address?
123 Lygon Street, Carlton. واحد ثلاثة Lygon Street.
That's it. Elite Plastering. If you need any plastering work, hit up Eddie. Calmy Projects. If you need to renovate, no job big or small, hit up Eric. If you want to buy, sell, rent a home, hit up Zak Nasser from YPA. He was in our chat the other day. He actually offered to sell the football club, which is great. If you're building a home, I'll tell you what, Raz Homes, I wouldn't look elsewhere. Bottle Pasco Vale, come in, see me if you have any beef. I've been copping that lately. And I'll tell you what, if you got threats, we're all copping threats this week. I don't know what's going on. And for all your finance needs, hit up Damo Finance. And that's it. How we going, boys? How's the week been since Monday, Carl?
Cold. It's been very cold, man. Yeah, nothing changed, nothing different. Just the usual week in Melbourne, cold weather. Not looking forward to the game tomorrow, but here we are, showing up as we do. All is good. How you going, Moss?
Yeah, all right. Can't complain, bro. The only complaint is probably the weather, man. As you said, it's fresh as. I don't remember a winter like this for a long time. It's not the rain and that. I don't mind that, but it's just that coldness. It's crisp as. Yeah.
Nasty.
Got some real bite to it. Yeah. As for footy, I don't know. See how we get tomorrow. We'll report back in.
Have we moved
24
on from
hours?
The game?
Nah.
Have we moved on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I felt like after our show, I felt like, all right, that's done now. You know, like I felt good. I felt like a bit of air got off my chest. It was good.
Yeah, it's always that. You're always going to get that, and with time, you're going to get that. But that eerie feeling that I get at the moment with this football club is
this year especially.
Yeah, it's probably the worst year for a long time that I can remember. The only other flashbacks I get are probably like, I don't know, there was an era around Brett Thornton days when it was really rough. But that's probably as far as it goes. Like it's been a real hard watch all year.
I mean, considering how good our list was looking a couple of years back, I think that's the disappointing thing, and that's why this is kind of worse. Because, bro, we were bad back then. You know, we were bad in 2018. The list wasn't great. It was quite young. We had a lot of GWS rejects. But this was supposed to be our era. This was in the premiership window. You know, before the season started, we had, I think, Brad Lloyd or Brian Cook, one of them, say that we were going after top 4. So I think that's why, for me,
we believe them.
That's why, you know, this one hurts. It hurts this time around a bit more than normal. So, yeah. Well, let's get stuck into the teams. We'll go the ins and outs first. It was a big out. So coming out is Blake Acres and Francis Evans. And coming in, Alex Cincotta and Corey Durden. And for Brisbane, Sam Day out, personal reasons, and Oscar Mack comes in. So that's pretty big, Oscar Mack.
That's huge.
That's massive, yeah, because that, Pitternet stays in pretty much. And yeah, so let's look at the team. I don't know if we can actually see that. I can't. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice. So
No problem.
looking at the team and looking at the ins and outs, how do we feel firstly about Acres coming out?
Should have been probably a few more to go with him. When I sent that today, that Acres was coming out, I honestly thought one of the Camperali boys was probably coming in. I'll take Cincotta, don't mind that. Francis Evans, look, we're probably not a big fan of him as a collective. However, bringing him in for a week and then dropping him is, I don't know, man. I don't like that. Just let him hang around for a few weeks. There's no point bringing him in and dropping him the next week. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But I'm happy that Acres is probably out. Needs a spell in the twos. Get some form, I hope. But I feel maybe, there probably should have been a few others that should have been dropped. But that's probably the biggest one for the year. 18 rounds in, we finally get a big name player being dropped. Just shows how poor our season's been.
That's a big assumption you've made there, bro. Like, I get he's been out of form. You've been calling for his head for a while, but do you actually think he's dropped, or you think he's carrying an injury? And they're like, bro,
No,
the
he's
season's done. Just fuck off.
No, he's dropped. He's dropped.
You think he's fully? You think he's fully 100% fit?
I don't see why not.
Not for 1 second with the Carlton Football Club, bro. I do not believe.
I don't think.
What do you reckon's wrong with him? His shoulder.
Well, his shoulder's definitely been an issue for a while. It's been niggling for a long time, but I just think he's not cherry ripe, and they're like, well, there's no point playing now. You're not in form. Have a spell. I don't think he'll play twos.
So a year and a half later, they decide to drop him because he's injured.
Why not? Nothing to play for.
I think if he was injured, they would have protected him, and they wouldn't have said omitted. They would have said injured.
So if he does play in the twos this week, then what? You're gonna be like, well, wow.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think he'll get the rest because he's an older player, and then maybe come back through the twos.
Yeah, that's
well, he almost has to. If he is dropped, he almost has to play in the twos at least next week or this week.
Well, that'll tell the story. You'll know exactly what sort of culture we have. If he just has a week off and then slots back straight in the side, that'll tell.
Well, if he is injured, let's be real. What's the point of bringing him back this season? Because the season's cooked.
You got to play him.
Why? If he's injured, if he's not 100%, why?
If he's good, if he's good. But yeah,
if he's good, definitely he has to play. But if he's not, there's no point bringing him back in.
No, agreed, 100%.
How do we feel about Cincotta coming back in?
I mean, he's probably come back in for a tag, I guess.
Depends on the role.
So who's taken Acres' spot now then? Because we didn't bring in a winger, did we?
Unless they push up.
Who else was in?
Durden.
Yeah.
Unless they've finally been listening and they push up Hollands onto a wing and
that's what I thought.
Half back line.
I thought maybe, I don't know about that, but I thought maybe it'll be Hollands goes back on the wing.
I have been crying out for him to play back to the wing. Put your players where they're best served, And like, all right, now we're at a stage where we might be able to experiment because the season's done. But far out. He's their only playmaker. Ollie Hollands is the only one constantly on the jog, constantly on the run. And we've just wasted him. We've wasted us. Like, look, hopefully it's added a bit of experience, another notch in his belt. But next year, I want him up the ground. He's your key playmaker, or he's the key playmaker in this side right now. So unless they plan on I don't know, bringing in someone else. Like I know Sam Walsh can run on the outside as well, but like Sam Walsh wasn't even used as that. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Ollie. And now that Akers is gone, we're probably gonna have a look at the future. You know, because I can't see Akers lasting longer than another couple of years. To be honest, his body's pretty smashed. So yeah. Do either of you give us a chance tomorrow? Carl?
We're always
I'll let-
always a chance, but
Let Mus go.
Yeah.
there's always that chance. I think you said that last week or the week before.
Mm.
Well, you've probably said it for every preview we've had. There's always that chance, but I sort of said maybe 2 weeks ago, if there's ever a time, Voss and the Carlton Football Club, it's now, and that was probably 3 weeks ago. So it's evident for me that whatever it is, it's not going to click, and we're nothing and we're nowhere. I don't see us beating another side for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I had us penciled in for maybe 4 or 5 wins. I'm going to say about 4 weeks ago, maybe 4 or 5 wins for the rest of the year. But those ones there are slowly faded away as well. I don't know. Maybe we will get 1 or 2, but no chance. Absolutely nothing.
Which 1 or 2 do you think will win? Do you want me to quickly go through with them?
Yeah, please. Yeah,
All right.
go.
So Brisbane?
Nah, fuck no.
All right. Melbourne?
Nah,
Hawks?
nah.
Freo over
scary.
there?
Nah.
Gold Coast?
Where's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think by then, maybe we've got a few more of the kids playing and they just get it done on, pure momentum and
What
excitement.
momentum?
A bunch of kids playing around, running amok together. Maybe Gold Coast, cheeky, 10-point win. What else we got?
That's a solid no for me. I reckon they absolutely slap us.
Same.
Port Adelaide over here
Nah.
and Essendon.
Yeah, well, there you go. Fuck. I was hoping we'd play North again.
Why? So they beat us again.
So they beat us again.
Yeah, nah. Doom and gloom, bro.
Yeah. I don't think we can. I don't even think we'll get close tomorrow. It's I think it could get ugly. I think it can get very, very ugly tomorrow. We're just so low on confidence, and it's everyone. That's the thing. It's very hard to get everyone in form at the same time. And I feel like it's just as hard to get everybody out of form at the same time. And this is the exact opposite of 2023. We're just in shocking, horrendous form in the back end of the season. I think it's going to be bad. Do you reckon the Campo boys were unlucky? Even Binns?
Yeah, I think Binns is done.
That's your boy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was. He looked, the last game, I think, Carl, you called it out. He looked like he real unfit, packed on a couple of keg or something, or just was labouring.
Slow. Yeah. I thought one of the Campo boys would have come in. I thought both, to be honest.
Yeah, I just think like your ins are like Chincotta's all right. I don't really rate him. Corey Durden. Is Corey Durden. Like, what are we expecting from these blokes? I just think at the time of year now, season's over, you get a chance to blood some kids. Like he could have had Chincotta come in and then add a Camporelli, brother. Add a Jackson Binns. Like I'm glad they persisted with Moya. You have to give them a block. You just have to. So the flip side is you don't want to add all these players and like young players and they just get belted every week and then you've just shot their confidence. And now these kids aren't playing in an environment where they can learn and all they're doing is copping and belting. That's what killed us for, years. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for sure.
Yeah, but like, do you think that they're going to make
reckon?
any more big calls rest of the season? Do you think it's going to be that same where one goes out and one goes in, or do you reckon the Camp Rally boys eventually do get a shot? Like, we know Lucas played early, but that didn't last long. Are we just taking it as it comes, or Voss is all over the joint?
This is going to continue to go downhill, bro. This I was thinking about it. I think Andy called it during the preview of the Collingwood. You said the worst is yet to come. This is a sinking ship, bro. And Blake Acre has been dropped. Injury, not injury. It's the first of many to come. And the kids will get a go towards the tail end of the year. 100%. That's my take anyway, but who knows?
Who would you have dropped before Akers? We know Motlop. Other than Motlop.
Definitely Motlop. Motlop, Akers.
Doc?
Let's go through the list. I think Doc's done a job. I think Doc's been okay, and he gives you a little bit of that leadership around the ground. And he
I agree. However, I reckon if it's his last year, you need to start bringing the kids. Give them a run.
Just looking at the team. Yeah, probably to be fair, depends on what you want to achieve, right? But to be fair, probably just Motlop and Akers for me. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, we've got no good players that can really cement the spot.
That's why I think it's important. Like the TDK show is so important because you're saving $1 million right there. You get your draft picks, you get your compensation picks. You can split that, either recruit a couple of players, and you need to find a way to get a couple of good ball users in, a couple of fast ball movers in. They'll get in the team.
Well, we had a few signings this week. Reckon that's got anything to do with Tom de Koning?
Maybe that was my thought. Because how many do we have? 3 or 4?
3 kids, and then you had Nick Newman today.
And Nick Newman, yeah. So 4 signings. It's probably the first time all year that we've got it going. So, I'd assume TDK has let the club know. Now, in your position, right? You're in the Carlton selection committee. TDK comes in and tells you, I'm going. What do? Do you play him?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you have to.
Did you guys see his efforts against Collingwood? There were a couple of shocking efforts.
Yeah, someone called him out, didn't they? Was it Buckley that
mirrored
called him
everything? Everyone was. It was everyone, bro. It was everyone.
Nah, bro. Okay, fair enough, right? Everyone, but when you're about to get a $1.7 million contract, and you've got your club held at ransom, pretty much. So he goes to smother a ball. The ball's in our forward pocket. Collingwood kick the ball out. He pretends to smother, one of those ones where you just put your arm out. Whatever, cool. The ball comes back in from a set kick, right? So it's a field kick. And he doesn't contest the mark. He just kind of jogs to go front and center, which isn't really his job. Obviously, the ball hits the ground because there's no tools there. Collingwood get a quick kick out, and he goes through his man that kicks the ball out, and he doesn't even turn around to chase him. And there was probably another 2 examples of that. Now, for me, that's fucking unacceptable. Like, you're a senior player now. You're demanding this massive contract through no fault of his own. St Kilda's going to offer whatever they're going to offer. But if you've decided to go, then either give 100% or get fucked. Don't get a game. Don't try to get your 100 games just to get your name on the locker. It's you either man up, give us 100%, or piss off.
Does the compensation pick have anything to do with him finishing off the season, or?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No.
So the thing is, there you go, Carl.
I didn't say anything.
No, what do you mean by that?
Oh, like as in, like, how does the actual compensation pick work? What we get for him?
So
Is it based on what we're going to get?
I'm pretty sure it. If someone can clarify it in the chat, but I'm pretty sure you get a pick close to where your first pick is. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but yeah. Didn't Bombers get like a top 2 pick or something? Not Bombers, Hawthorn. They got a top 2 pick for Josh Battle, I think, or a top 5 pick.
Oh, Saints. I think they got pick 6, I think.
Yeah, it depends on the salary. That's what Aiden's saying. Well, this bloke's
the
getting
salary.
1.7. So we should have pick 1, 2, and
Pick
3.
-1. Yeah.
Fuck, yeah. So
the thing is with him, though, like, the more I think about it, it's like hearing a language from the club, speaking to a few people, I reckon they've known for the last, 6 weeks on what his decision is and what he's done or doing. But I think the club's holding off on making it official just because on the rumors and the speculation that'll come after, and the talk that will start that, he's going, but he's still playing him. He's going, look, he's showing no effort. Like, it just heightens everything, and we're already heightened as it is. So having us just go, is he going, he's not going, is easier than this guy's gone and look at what he's fucking doing. Look at what you guys are doing. You know what I mean? Like, I think we all know he's gone. But I think they're just not announcing it. And you know what? It's probably the same thing with Voss too, yeah? In my opinion, whether he coaches out the rest of the year or finishes in the next couple of weeks, it's the writing's on the wall that he's on the out. But I think Carlton are just it's been one of those things where it's just all how do I put it? It's they don't confirm or deny anything, right? It's like what you get told to just confirm or deny, don't confirm or deny anything, and just play along and let it play out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we get from the Carlton Football Club with everything, with players being out, with players being injured, with players signing, not signing. I think that's what the club does, and I think they do it well.
I'll tell you what. We have a laid in, guys. Georgie.
Go out against.
George fucking Kano.
How are you?
How you feeling, mate?
What's going on, lad?
I'm well, mate. I've been but it was held back by the club the first half an hour. They didn't want me to come on. No, Jack. I had visitors. Sorry, boys. Sorry, a bit late. Chat, good to see you. Boys, how are we? Sorry, I missed it.
There you go, mate.
I'm well. I got it off my chest in a few minutes on Monday. There was more to be said, but I think that would have been a good idea. After a few old fashions, and then thanks to the Jumper Punch boys for having me on last night. It was a good chat.
Great show last night.
Yeah,
well done.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on TDK, mate? Do you think if he has told the club that he wants to leave, do we still play him?
Yeah, it's we've spoken about it, I think, quite a bit, even in the chat or previously on the show. He's told the club, it seems like from body language, maybe a bit of form, that he looks like he's accepted, and he's got effectively 1 foot out the door. What are we going to do? We're going to do the Pitto or the Pitto solo for the rest of the season. I mean, you're going to be respectful and not going to just say let him sit in the rot and the twos. Let him play. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, see, I was of that opinion until I had to think about it today, and I'm like, ruck is such an important position that if he's told the club he needs to go, maybe, just maybe, we spend the last 6 or 7 games preparing for life post TDK. So maybe
Hudson
we start.
O'Keefe, like I just play Hudson.
If he's good enough, if he's fit, get him in. Like he's going to have to play eventually. Have Pitto there, and then have there's no point playing TDK if we're going to have, because it's not like a midfielder where he'll do a job and then the next midfielder can just come in and do the job. So it's a key position, ruck.
I think of. Sorry, you go.
No, I just think preparing for life post TDK, you probably have a good opportunity to do so now that the season's done.
I think now that the season's effectively, let's be real. It's a matter of just gearing up for 26. If O'Keefe, I think, was he a test? He's not obviously not coming in.
No, he won't come
but
in.
he was
Hammy, wasn't it?
Was he a test for next week or something like that? Anyway, so he's still a couple of weeks away. Whether you throw Lemmy or Lewis Young's obviously out for a few weeks as well. The other thing you think of is some of the off-field conversations, things with the agents. Obviously, a lot of players share agents, and there might be conversations around, there might be consequences or repercussions of not say. Let's just say he said, "Yep, I'm gone," and Carlton will said, "Okay, well, fuck yeah, you can sit in the twos, or you can just not play at all." That potentially might have effects on player, agent, or agent club relationships as well. That's probably another. I'm just thinking. I'm not privy to this stuff. I'm not in that world, but could that happen where the player agent will says, "Well, okay, if you're going to treat my player like this and not play him, then it won't be as friendly when it comes to trade week or whatever with this, or when it comes to the contract renegotiation of this player." I think there's a lot of goodwill amongst clubs, agents, things like that as well. So possibly,
and that's probably why they're delaying the decision that's already been made, or delaying the announcement of the decision, because then it opens that up to speculation, right?
And spot on. I actually brought this up last night. I said, do you reckon some of it is controlled a little bit by the media? Because think about it, right? If you don't, TDK in 2023 signed, it was the last week of July. From memory, was that really late in July? But do you reckon it's also impacting media where they say, even if he has signed or whatnot, can you just hold off another month? Because, we need to run with this story, get some more clicks, get some more discussions, get some more, every news network, every, Seven, they've got the Trendsetters or whatever, or 9 Footy Classified or AFL 360. Like, it's giving them things to talk about, so it's pushing what might be an inevitable.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, according to the AFL app, he's not injured, O'Keefe. He's not on there anymore.
I thought
For me, it's
he
not
was
just
going to be a test.
I reckon bring in Lemmy. I'd like to see some changes in the forward line. I'd like to see the structure change. And I don't know how it ties into the game plan that we've got, but forward of the midfield and that first kick out of half back, man, we are set up so poorly. We got targets of Fogarty and Motlop. Like, why can't we just play Charlie deep and have a TDK or a Lemmy or a Moya push up the ground and play the Mackay role? Like, I don't understand why we've just stopped it altogether.
We don't like change. I think that's been pretty obvious.
Like, it makes no sense. Like, why aren't we doing that? Like, that's utilizing our strengths, right?
That reminds me of 23. Remember, I think it was on episode 3 of the Monday Blues. I think I brought up the frustration from kick-ins. Would be like a Newman kick to Gov or Gov kick to Sard, and then like even now, right? We're having the same issues where there seems to be no plan coming out. Sard will just go and move sideways to the left and bomb it, and if we don't have an option down the line like a Sauce or a Mackay, we're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And the only players trying to make things happen, Cowan was doing so last week, and Ollie. They're the only players that are moving, trying to make things happen, trying to exit out a defensive 50. And we're versing a side that does it so friggin' well this week. They're probably the best in the competition. I don't know if we've gone through the teams yet, but what was the scariest thing? The scariest thing was reading line by line their team. So we've done it last night. And when you read it line by line, they are stacked. They had the Ashcroft, like I think last week's team, I looked at it, they had the Ashcroft brothers on the bench.
Yeah.
What a luxury.
What are your thoughts on the ins and out, Georgie?
Just get the team up there now.
Thank you. Who we had Chincotta.
Got Chincotta and Durden in, and Evans and Akers out.
Yeah, I think Akers for me was probably like it was either going to be an Akers and or a Fogarty. I think Fogarty's a bit lucky. Akers, bloke's body's banged up, man. Like I think his shoulders, his back, whatever it is, it's obviously impacting him. So this has probably been a long time coming. Give him a spell. It's not helping his running. It's not helping his kicking. He's probably been in the worst form since he's joined the club. So yeah, give him a spell. Evans was it was going to happen. I think we all called it last week, right? He's coming in to go out again. Cincotta was an interesting one because I think he had played a couple of games within a short period of time after coming back from a long layoff. But there was something that was mentioned about. They're saying that it was either there was rumors that it might not have been admitted, it might have been rested, and then he's sort of come back, or vice versa. I like him. I think he's come back from that injury layoff, and we've needed a player like him that's got pace and speed. We've made 5-6 changes last week, but we're not going to do the same thing 2 weeks in a row. I probably would have liked to have seen a Ben Campo come in for a debut, but I thought, I think a few hours leading up to the announcements, there was no social media post about, a debut. So that usually is the indication if that's going to happen. And by the way, I don't know if you touched on it earlier. Where's Michael Voss's happy birthday for his 50th on Monday from the club? Happy birthday, Vossi. Happy 50th, bro.
Vossi's had a rough week.
Yeah, Voss is having a bad one.
Yeah.
Well,
from the Monday Blues, if Carl won't do it for you, happy 50th birthday, Michael Voss. Honestly, let's shit go, man. I saw no post on Monday. Like turn 50, give him a shout out.
I'm banned. I can't see anyway.
Do you reckon that was? Do you reckon that was on purpose to maybe
by the club? Yeah. Whether the club, is being soft and saying, "Well, we don't
slowly
want
walking him out,"
we don't, because we don't. Let's be real, right? They put up the post. There's going to be 100 troll accounts like Sack Voss and this and that and whatever. I mean, just post it. Whether you want to limit comments or whatever, fair enough. You're going to get idiots everywhere, and this week has shown that in terms of. I'm not going to get into it, but
no, we should.
I reckon you should too.
There's silly people out there, and there's no place to threaten people.
It's a shit go. It's a shit go, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there are other avenues and to get your frustration out.
Yep.
Without threatening someone's life. I just think it's just weak. Like maybe it was done as a laugh, and I think it was done as in kind of jest, because they've sent the text. The threat actually went to the antisocial behavior text line. So they've said, whatever they said about Voss, and then they said, plus 23 missing players or whatever. So I'm assuming it was made in jest, but it's just not funny. Threatening someone's life is never funny. I don't know.
Mate, at the end of the day, it's a strange unit at the end of that. Your thumbs are texting that kind of message. Allegedly, it was something about brutal death or something along those lines. I'm not going to rehash what it was. You hear a lot of different things, but yeah, that antisocial line gets a ton of missing persons alert. Patrick Cripps or whatever like that. They get a lot of that stuff. They cop that all the time. But yeah, to go and start making threats against, mate, like you said, let out your frustrations. We call out a lot of it again to do better. We've called out certain individuals, certain non-playing individuals that are associated with the club to do better, and that's what it is. It's fair criticism. We're not having a go at personally or victimizing or judging or anything like that. It's you can tell someone to do better and express your frustrations, but doing that kind of stuff, there's no place for we're not in friggin'. This is not the ultras in certain parts of Europe where we start taking hits out on bloody people. Come on.
I think people tend to forget. It's just come on. It's fucking. Let's be real. It's football at the end of the day. It's fucking. These ones.
It's the best distraction in the world. It's the best distraction in the world. That's what it is, right? Footy's.
Yeah, I mean, we have a dig. We call out players. We abuse players, but it was a bit too far. So whoever it was, pull your fucking head in.
I think the problem is people are way too comfortable being faceless. So
this week has proven that. This week has proven that.
Of course. So whether it's people messaging the antisocial hotline about Michael Voss or people, from the cheer squad messaging us, you're just a faceless weak dog. You know what I mean? You're a fucking nobody. At the end of the day, you're a nobody. We're all nobodies, right? But you're like extra nobody because you're actually too scared to put a face to your name, or put a name to your face, or put a name to your number, whatever, you know. So like it's just, you can't respect that. If you got an issue, look, I'd love for somebody to threaten Michael Voss face to face, you know, alone, away from cameras or whatever.
Yeah.
He would absolutely run through him. You know, like he's a fucking unit.
The bloke arrested people on a coffee run. Like the bloke,
Exactly.
Yeah, he did too.
the guy
Exactly.
put him in house arrest on a coffee run. By the way, you imagine what it did to a bloke 1-on-1. He's an absolute beast. And yeah, on that, you know, those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, right? So there's been some, you know, some interesting. You're getting me fired up here, man. I'm sensing a bit of a tingle. Yeah, seriously, the hypocrisy of some people calling out, you know, don't.
Thanks, Morris, for the $7.99. Morris with some humor on a Wednesday night.
Hypocrisy of people calling out, you know, you're all welcome to criticize, but don't call names or whatever. Mate, the fucking
First chance
hypocrisy.
they got.
The fucking hypocrisy, bro. We've got receipts.
They were itching. They're itching.
You know what? The cheer squad, you are a bunch of weak gaslighting dogs. Absolute liars. Filth. Just liars. They put out a post today about, what they say? Like, oh, be nice to each other, the name calling, this, that. Literally, we called them out for
and we said the behavior was shameful and a disgrace. That's the words we use, shameful, disgrace. Yeah. And they followed up with something I can't say. Two things I can't say, probably.
Yeah.
You know?
So all you have to do is go to our page and have a look, right? Like,
and we're not going to share the DMs because they like this.
No,
is,
the
we're
DMs
not going to bring light to that.
Yeah, no.
They can't be shared because that's too. Yeah, but to
I've got about 4 or 5.
Yeah,
that would probably, like, if we actually said the words and if we posted them, would probably get taken off. Like, but that's the kind of people that hide behind these fake accounts and hide behind, like, anyone watching from the cheer squad, like, pull each other up, because the messages we copped and the names we were called from the official account, the official Carlton cheer squad account, it's unacceptable. It's childish, and you know, you need to be better than that. And the Carlton Football Club itself needs to be pulling them up.
And the message and our criticism was do better, right? Do better. Like we you know, at the end of the day, here's your chance. Tomorrow night's your chance, right? And they'll probably go off and absolutely be your, the players probably absolutely froth when the cheer squad is leading the way and it gets the crowd, you know, up and about. This club needs noise, needs fans. I remember Paul from TJP, you know, Andy and I were at a pre-season game last year against Melbourne when we absolutely got smashed at Icon Park against Melbourne. And I remember something that Paul said that stuck with me. He said, these boys need a crowd. They need noise. That's how they G up, right? That's what got us over the line in 23. You remember the atmosphere was we drown out other teams, right? Where's that gone? And when we're down, this is the challenge we laid down. We said it's shameful to allow that because you want to see better. So do better. That's the challenge. It's a fair criticism. We're not getting personal. We're not attacking people. There's a handful of people in the cheer squad that do a great job, right? Where's the rest of them, right? Everyone, it's a fair whack. Cop it, do better, and I'm looking forward to seeing some improvement. And stop fucking creating fake accounts. Come on,
Anthony. Call out. I did not see that with
yeah, I
a
saw
friend.
that.
One of you boys called this. One of you boys
I was saying it on the Collingwood.
On Monday.
Thank you, Petra.
Review.
You are absolutely not a nobody, Petra. You're a champion, and we appreciate it.
He was Hack Martin at Carlton, but now he is Jack Martin. So I don't know what that speaks
One
of.
of you boys called it end of last year about how he'll just go there and he'll get right. And, you know, I can't remember who it was, but.
Yeah. And there we are. That's what everyone does when they leave Carlton, though. Same thing with Kennedy.
Just starting life off fresh, isn't it?
One that killed me, I'll take you back a while now. What was his name? The one who went to Adelaide, the ruckman, all Australian back to back.
Yeah.
Was it Jacobs?
Sam Jacobs.
Sam Jacobs.
Wasn't getting a game. Did not get a game at Carlton.
Yeah, he had a couple. He was in and out, and then he went there and absolutely starred. And this brings questions back to development, opportunities, selection integrity. There's so many things, right? I mean, it's nice to be able to hear from some players after they move on or retire about some of the honest truths that come out from the club, and there probably will be more so. But yeah, and for all the noise that's coming out today about supporting the club and negativity, there's nothing wrong with asking hard-hitting questions. There is nothing wrong about probing and asking questions and demanding answers, right? Not only as a paying member, but as a supporter of a football club, right? There's nothing wrong with demanding more or demanding better or expecting more. There's nothing wrong with that. Healthy criticism, sometimes it's fierce criticism. Absolutely. You can't just, and there's the point I was trying to make on Monday night. We sit there, you pay your money, and more importantly, your time, because I always say, fuck the money. Money will come, right? We're thankful enough where, we were privileged enough to be able to work and provide a living to our families. Time you don't get back, right? And we're privileged, man. We get to the game within half an hour, 40 minutes, right? People that travel hours, people that travel from interstate to come to Victoria to some of these games, right? And when you're sitting there and our own club and opposition fans and opposition clubs, but more importantly, our own club, shit on us, you're entitled to ask hard-hitting questions and expect and demand more, and not just sit there and be a happy clapper. Like I said on Monday, those kind of fans are fine. Every club needs them, but it's fine to be able to criticize. You don't have to be positive 100% of the time. Where has that gotten us?
Yep.
So many talking points, and it's bad when a lot of the talking points are off field. That's when things are bad.
This is where we said it yesterday on TJP. How many weeks has it been since we've started talking about have we started talking about games? We haven't talked about games, because you could run almost any of our reviews from the last 2 years against the game, remove the title, and it would probably still be relevant.
Yeah.
Because how many times have we spoken about the same issues? You could just lucky dip, scroll through our playlist and hit a video. It'll probably be very relevant to what's happening this week at the Carlton Footy Club, right?
Mm.
And at the end of the day, this my little toddler in the back is upset about our form too. Not a toddler, sorry, it's a 3-month-old. So it's been a lot about off-field, because where do you look when things are going wrong? We've talked about the on-field. We probably know some of the on-field issues, but a lot's been made about what else is happening. And inevitable change will come. August 15, everyone's waiting for the August 15. Graham Wright will take over, and, whatever happens, and that's his legacy. But it seems like almost the players are just checked out and waiting for the September holiday now as well.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Well, the fact we don't even talk about the game. Like, this is a preview, and we've barely actually spoken about the opponent. We've barely spoken about, where can we salvage something from. We've checked out of the actual game, like, clearly.
We know where we're at, that's why.
Yeah. So I think this is an acceptance now.
Yeah.
I think we've all accepted that this is where we're at.
And there's nothing to talk about.
There's not much to talk about in regards to how we can win. But I think it's important still to be able to build some positives in the last 2 months, carry them into 26. You have to. You have to. All hope can't be just done now. You have to start now, line in the sand. And I feel like the Collingwood game was a line in the sand in regards to not winning and losing, because I think we're beyond that now. Like, we're so far beyond winning and losing now. I think we're back at the point of trying to build from the ground up again. I'm not talking about list. I'm talking about just little micro wins now. Let's talk about, building a good culture, little good habits on field, even better habits off field. But the on field is so important for next year. What happens now is so important, because we finished shockingly last year, and I feel like we carried that into this year. So if we can somehow just build little habits, just little micro habits, you go into season 26 with a little tiny glimmer of hope for something.
I think that's our issue though. We can never get it right off field. I mean, it's been like this for a very long time. I can't remember the last time it was good off field.
Yeah,
You're talking probably in the 90s.
Mm.
So how
Pretty
does that
bad.
even get to, like, we're talking about Graham Wright. Does anyone reckon when he's going to come in, it's going to be impact like straight away different changes, or is it going to be like micro changes, like you're saying? What's everyone
He's had
expecting?
time.
Those?
He's had time. He's been in the club for
Yeah.
a little while now. He's been seeing. So I think there'll be announcements, a bit of quick fire announcements. Thank you for all these people for their time at the club. They won't be here next year.
So you reckon instant changes will be happening? Because
There'll
he
be
comes in the last 2 weeks, I think, of the season.
I reckon it'll be either some off-field stuff will get announced after the Port game, I think round 23, and then after the Essendon game, there'll be just some sweeping stuff. Thank you. We'll appoint this person, that person, and I think you've got to make a definitive call. We're sticking with Voss, or thank you for your services. That has to be made very quickly.
Yeah, but do you think he makes those changes and then we start seeing some improvement? But do you think it's going to actually shift the club into the direction it needs to be in, or just a couple quick directional moves and then we win a couple games and then we're back where we started? Because for me, the problem's above him. I don't think he's...
I'm with Moose.
I think he comes in, he swings the axe, a couple of things start looking good. We are back up and about. Everyone's, they're bought in to the dream and all the rest of it. And then, a year, 2, 3 passes, and then we're back where we started.
I think that's what the club allows him to do.
Well, yeah, that's
what it's going to be as well.
Because
are they going to allow him to take full control, or have it for a year and then we'll take him back?
Or
my
do you
thing
reckon
is,
so Andy, you go.
Yeah, sorry. My thing is, there's no point hiring someone like Graham Wright if he's going to recommend, changes A, B, C, whatever, and then the board, the people above the board, turn around and say, "Yeah, look, we're not going to take your recommendations on." Like, how can we be certain? They hired a coaching panel, right? A panel to find our coach, and Michael Voss wasn't the favorite, and he wasn't even in the top 3, but they still decided to go against the panel's recommendation, and chose Michael Voss. Now, maybe those coaches didn't want to come in the first place, so maybe they were just forced to go with the next best. But from everything I've heard, the decision went above. So it wasn't even they didn't even interview certain players, certain coaches. So for me, it's are we just hiring Graham Wright for optics, or are the board genuinely going to take his recommendations on and going to actually action those recommendations? There's a big difference between him coming in saying this is what needs to be changed, and like Carl said, is he actually going to be able to make those changes? So that's where I'm at with it.
And that's if he's muzzled or handcuffed, it's like the appointment is then, it's like getting a 300 series Land Cruiser and then just driving it to Coles and back. You're not going off road with it. Carl, I knew you'd like that one. But that's the reality of it, right? So where you'll probably see that, I think we've always spoken about the messaging from the club being football first. It's all well and good to have social inclusion initiatives and respect initiatives and that kind of stuff. And let's be real, sometimes we don't need our football club to tell us some of these things, right? But it's all well and good to have them, but this right now that's our priority. And it's whether it's, the vice president pushing that agenda or because let's be real, right? The AFL, their governance team will have some sort of target and KPIs for all clubs. Carlton probably excels, exceeding expectations, right, with that kind of stuff, right? Because we're not getting on field, right? So let's just exceed somewhere. So that maybe that will show, but you want the messaging from the club to be primarily football first. Because and I even go down to, I'm not talking about some of the great initiatives that the club run and champion. I'm talking even about just fucking reading the room at games. read the room at a game when we're all spiraling 6-7 goals down, and you want to play Sweet Caroline. Like
Dance cams.
there's something that like read the room a little bit, right? Maybe you can show a montage. Actually, Rocco told me that apparently at the Carlton Collingwood, was it the President's Luncheon or something? Apparently they used Collingwood's promo clip. Like not even our own club. Apparently they used Collingwood's promo clip, right? Which is wild. Let's the on-field stuff. We'll probably see a bit of a different Carlton next year. The off-field stuff. Carlton said in its vision statement it wants to be the most socially aware and socially like the leading social sort of team in the AFL. So how's that? Is that going to veer? We're not asking them to can initiatives and things like that. We're just the messaging from the club to be football is the most important thing at this football club. It's our primary focus. Shout out to everyone in the chat. But being purple and green's got a couple of comments. Thank you for the donations. A coaching search by an executive firm on behalf of Carlton would be about as much use as a barber offering to cut on Monday to lose hair. Boys, you get a discount perhaps. Good call. Beard only.
Same thing.
That's come up twice. So
thank
you
twice,
for
mate.
the double donation there being purple green. Being very generous. Or maybe he just wants to get the point across really firmly. So
Might want a refund.
yeah.
Hit up Moose.
Shout out PJ. Well, Graham, right for you the cheer squad. Hey, can I just say, so many I've never seen that many opposition fans. I'm not talking about side with us, but so many opposition fans have a similar view. And then so many of our own fans that have been calling for a long time. And it's all about just being better.
We've actually had a lot of support. We've had so many people message, my personal, our group page, and just in the comments, a lot of people supporting us. So thank you to everyone who has our backs, and we do appreciate that. But yeah, all right. Well, there's a game tomorrow, and I reckon we get into some predictions.
Yeah,
because we could talk about the board and the issues at the club. And before we get into that, I just want to say we've spoken to so many people. I'm sure we all have spoken to so many different people about Carlton right now, and everybody has this. This is what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do, and it's none of us are wrong. I actually don't think any of us are wrong. It's just what do you prioritize, right? And it just the range of answers that people are giving shows me just how wrong things are at the club. Like we've got so many issues at the club, so as the club says, stick fat, and hope that things change, I guess. Far out.
I reckon the club's as positive as Moose is.
It's cool, man.
Smile, baby.
That's cool, man. Hey, if we were
To win.
to pull the most miraculous thing in the history of the AFL football, VFL AFL history, and beat the Brisbane Lions tomorrow, how and where are we going to do it?
Nothing
serious.
gives you any indication.
On the scoreboard.
They have to be having
everything
a
needs
bad
to go
game.
right.
Yeah, they have to
everything
be
needs
having
to go.
the worst game for me.
Yeah, they
I
have
think
to
it'll be on them.
Yep.
Things have to be going very well for us and very bad for them.
What does very
that
well
won't happen.
mean? What does very well mean?
So I think
We haven't got a game plan, so that can't be that.
I think it's really important we take our chances going forward, and that's what it is every week for us. If we don't take our chances going forward, if we don't convert those forward 50 entries into scores, goals in particular, then we're screwed. So I think that's the thing for me. Like if we can convert those inside 50s to goals and they don't, and they have a really bad night, then yeah. 60-0 first quarter.
We got a sticker. We got a sticker of that in the WhatsApp group.
We do have a sticker of that. There you
We
go.
haven't
Well,
been
Robert.
we haven't been to Marvel since round 11.
Mhm.
Giants.
Wow, has it been
Giants
that long?
game.
This is a good one. We're playing a team on a 5-day break, having to fly down. Well, that's good. That is a start. What do you think, Moss?
Shout out. I've given. Thank you, PJ.
Yeah.
TMB shout out J Baggers on your J Baggers.
On your
For
J
me,
Baggers. J Bag is
Sorry.
Charlie Kerno's personal boot washer. He washes Charlie's boots. He loves Charlie Kerno. J Baggers absolutely loves Charlie. You can't ever criticize Charlie Kerno to J Baggers.
something different.
While
needs
we're
to happen.
giving shout outs, before I go to
Real
you,
quick.
really quickly, Trev watches us. Met him on the train on the way to Carlton Collingwood. Had a really good chat. Morse, he actually sent a pretty lengthy email to the club. They didn't get back to him, so mate, he wanted to
Who's
get a
that?
lift out of your book. Trev,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. It was actually a well composed and written email with some key points and some questions that should have warranted a response.
Nothing.
But shout out
Cricket.
to Trev in the chat.
The club has gone quiet in the last couple of weeks, though, George. They were a bit more responsive, and I was getting a little bit more out. Whereas in the last few weeks, they have given nothing. So,
Just want to shout out to Dom as well, who came in today, who was very, very firm in me for giving George his well dones for your entry last Monday. So just fearful for my life. Dom, if you're watching, when I see George, I promise you I'll shake his hand. He made it very clear that I'd have to shake your hand, Georgie. So that was
Thank
like
you,
the
Dom.
5th time I've been threatened this week. So I'm starting to take these threats seriously. Before we get into predictions, weekly giveaway, make sure you head over to our Instagram, hit up our story. We do a weekly giveaway of a $100 gift voucher for Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. If you, all you have to do is put your prediction, winner and margin. If you get it, you win the voucher. If you get close and there's other people close by and you're a few points off, go into a duck race, and we love a duck race. So I'm hoping nobody actually gets it, and we're having a duck race. So that is a $100 gift voucher to Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Mus, what's the address?
123 Lygon Street, Carlton. Lygon Street.
Very
I don't
good,
learn a third language by next week, boys.
Very good.
Oh shit! What do you reckon, Moss? Predictions?
Before that, let's just John. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you.
That's harsh, Morris. That's harsh. Fuck, man.
Oh no,
It's getting harder and harder every week. Do you want my prediction in Arabic?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I can't do it to myself anymore and say, oh, what if?
Uncle
Based
Sam.
on what we're saying and what it is what everyone's saying, Carlton by 15, that's very scary. That will not happen. Brisbane by 42. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. It's all I'm given. Brisbane by 42.
Carl.
Yeah.
Carl?
Carl's
lost
got a
Carl.
great. No, he's just messaged saying his internet's lagging, but it was a great
right.
stance. It was a fantastic. We got you, Carl.
Maybe not.
I don't think we've got Carl, but
The real corned beef. Shout out.
love watching you lads. And I'm a Hawker. I tell you what, I'd love to be a Hawthorn supporter right now. So much upside to the Hawks.
Yeah. Carl will hopefully come back soon.
Hopefully Carl gets back in. Georgie?
This game for me sort of almost reeked of a game where we do well in the stats, but they pump us. Like it's one of those games where we win the inside 50s, and we go down by about 4 or 5 goals. But welcome back. Tom.
On you, Carlos.
Vosh dropped me.
But when I did the side by side view, right, and this really hit home, so I'm gonna share it real quickly. But the side by side view of the teams, if you look at line by line and the quality, like I'm just going to read their one: Zorko, Gardner, Leicester, Ainsworth, Andrew, Starcevich, Fletcher, McCluggage, Berry, Cameron, Hipwood, Ashcroft, Will, Rayner, Logan Morris. Mate, I reckon he's going to have a field day tomorrow. Zach Bailey as well. Take your pick, right? Any of those three. Rayner, Morris, and Bailey's scary as shit. Fort, Dunkley, Neal. Look at the bench. Seriously, look at the bench. Lohman, Archie, Levi, Ashcroft. Those three alone would be probably in our top 5 players if they played for us. Darcy Wilmot and Big Oscar Mack comes back in. When I read that, when I went through that team, I thought to myself, there's these guys would be on the plane over. Yeah, it's a short break. There'd be no fear.
No.
How many players would they fear right now from our squad based on their form? Simultaneously, at the same time this year, our best, Cripps, Wiedering, Harry, Charlie, Walsh, all our best players have had the worst seasons of their careers at the same time. At the same time, they're playing the worst football of their careers through choice or no choice or whatnot. But there'd be no fear, and that got me into a really bad buzz, thinking it's going to be another 9 or 10 goal loss. In all honesty, is there any? There's nothing that actually tells me, based on form of what we've seen the last few weeks. Even in our wins, there was writing. The writing was on the wall. Nothing tells me that we're going to get close. So 9 goals.
God
Come.
damn. Look, I don't think we win, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think we're losing by under 2 goals. I don't know how. I don't know where. I've just got this stupid feeling that, we lose by under 2 goals. And it's just going to cook me even more if we lose by that much. We shall see tomorrow night.
Well, I'll give my tip. Nothing matters anymore. So I'm just going to tip Carlton by 14. If I'm wrong, you know what? I'm wrong. If I'm right, I look like a genius. Fuck it. I don't know, man. We can't win. We can't. Like, surely not. So I think Brisbane will be licking their lips coming down here. But I reckon it's pretty cold in Melbourne, and they're not used to the cold up there. So
Indoor, but
yeah, but bro, it's still cold.
probably not when you're running down there with a bit of deep heat, but yeah, they are.
Has anyone got the keys to the roof? Let's open the roof, man. We'll try something. I don't know.
We'll know the maintenance guy after reaching out to them last year. It was pissing down.
The guy's head. The guy behind
behind us.
It's like torture. I just kept.
It was just sitting there. It was just sitting in it.
He sat there and copped it. That was great. Oh, yeah, that was the Doggies game last year. I remember.
Cripper's 200th, I think it was it?
Yeah, that we treated like his 400th.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Game tomorrow. We're all going. We're if you're going to be there, if you see us, come say hi. We'll be around. If you're from the Cheer Squad, come say hi. If you're actually, you know what, Cheer Squad, we have been harsh on you all week, deservedly so. Fuck you, but you know what, the team needs you. Don't worry about us. The team needs you. So pull your heads in. Get your banners there. Get your fucking clickers, whatever you do. Get your drums there, and be loud.
And be better.
Yeah,
be better.
Be better. That's exactly right, Moose. Just be better. You know. All right. Well, thank you for everyone for tuning in. We have been the Monday Blues on a Wednesday. The Wednesday Blues.
I'm in,
So,
Justin. I'm in. I'm all in. You
me
just tell
too.
me
Fuck
where.
it.
Tell me where. We're having a
Let's do
sesh.
All right, guys. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. Before we go, give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Globalnet Solutions Australia. Hit up Naz. Any business issues with your IT systems, hit up Naz. I'm telling you. Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria, Mus. What's the address?
123 Logan Street, Carlton. 1 Lagon Street.
Very good. Elite Plastering. Hit up Eddie for all your plastering needs. Hit up Eric at Kami Projects for any project you have at home, small or big. If you're looking to buy, rent, sell, Zak Nasser YPA, only agent you ever go to. If you're building a home, Raz Homes, the way to go. Hit up Rules. If you need a drink, come see me at Bottle Pascavale. If you want to punch on, come see me at Bottle Pascavale. And if you got any finance needs, Demo Finance. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Hit the like button on the way out. Fellas, thank you for a great show. And we'll see you Monday night. Carl?
Sicky now.